Good evening and the warmest of welcomes to all of you at home from the East Midlands and Loughborough University, because last week, after more than 500 long days and even longer Wednesday nights of no BUCS Super Rugby, finally the best league in the land returned. It was the opening round and we brought you Cardiff Met versus Durham, but tonight it is the legendary Loughborough University against the Black Magic of the North, Northumbria University, both coming into this fixture after differing weeks in round one. Loughborough with a big victory away against Hartpury, whereas Northumbria, they are still looking to register that first W of the campaign, and what better place to try and make a tilt on the free running pastures of Loughborough Stadium. Two teams that love to play and two teams that are going to be looking to follow in the footsteps of the women who put on quite a show here today. That's right, this is the second part of the inaugural BUCS double header. We had the Women's National League kick things off with Loughborough, a beautiful brand of rugby, to dispatch the hotly tipped Hartpury earlier today, but Loughborough and Northumbria follow tonight, and it should be a cracker. BUCS is back and it's bigger than ever. After last season's cancellation, the fast-flowing, big-hitting and high-scoring BUCS Super Rugby is back, bigger and better than ever.
Bath. Can the strength of the new brothers in arms take Bath to the promised land? Cardiff. Will Cardiff continue to build to take the title of Wales's best? Durham. The champions looking to defend their crown. Exeter. Masters of the league, but cup glory remains elusive. Is this their year? Hartpury, three-time cup champions, where a Twickenham final always seems their destiny. They are always the team to beat. Cardiff Met. Is this the year the Archers, the Romantics' choice, realise their championship dream? Leeds Beckett, the Northern Powerhouses, 2019 finalists, can they go all the way this time? Loughborough, the gold standard of university sports, but a rugby reputation to restore. Can the Giants rise again? Northumbria, will the great entertainers recapture the magic of 2018? Swansea, the unknown quantity, and 2 years in, still the new boys, but write them off at your peril. Past glories, past reputations, they matter not. New intake, new faces, new breed. This is BUCS Super Rugby.
That's right, the league where the romance, the badge, the stars of tomorrow are what is fought for is back, and we are moments away from kickoff here in the East Midlands between Loughborough University and Northumbria University. The players right behind me are going through their final drills, but the team we're going to find out about now is the visitors, the great entertainers, Northumbria University.
John Benson, Northumbria University, Head of Rugby. Really excited, really excited. This theatrically is a fresh start for us all. Like I was saying, my first year was coming right from the start of Super Rugby, so it was literally a week before the start of that first game against Leeds Beckett. So there was a lot of learnings, a lot of reflections from that first season that we took on. So we've been able to do a lot of thinking time in the last year. As high as possible, simple as that. You know, I'm not going to say put like top 4, top 6, top 8 or anything like that. As literally high as possible. A centre combination really strong this year, so we're excited for how well backs are going to perform and play. Expansive, I think the boys are really hungry, and probably the last one would be explosive.
Plenty of positivity from John Benson ahead of this BUCS Super Rugby season. Let's have a look at the 15 that the Poly are bringing here to Loughborough. Billy Nichols captains the side from prop forward. Alongside him, John C. Maney and Jasper Maguire. In the engine room, the line-out caller is Ollie Casson, accompanied by Will Hopes. And the experienced back row of Joe Lashley and Michael Hoyt are accompanied by Harry Hill at open side flanker. The halfback pairing, Fergus Dobson and Jake Rogers. The centre partnership that John Benson was excited about are Joe Lilly and Ned Newman, who vice-captains the side. Two big physical wingers in Lucas Blue and Joss McConkey, and Ollie Williams is at 15. Well, we've heard from John Benson, but the hosts this evening are Loughborough, and here are their thoughts ahead of the new season.
Teddy Loughborough, Loughborough Uni, number 7.
Scott Snedden, Loughborough University, and I am head of the men's rugby programme.
To be honest, I'm just looking forward to going out and playing, and then whatever comes with that comes. I mean, we've been working hard, and it would be nice to get the rewards from that. But we've got a real strong team, and I think as an individual, if I'm adding to that team, then that's all I can ask for.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a bit unknown in terms of the season, in terms of the players we've got. We've got some very good players, and I'm confident that we've got a good squad. I think if we look at getting that top 4 and potentially a home quarter final, then I think it'll be a good start to the season, or a good season for us, and we've just given ourselves that opportunity.
I think we've got a really good young and upcoming 10, Charlie Titcombe. He's definitely one to watch. He bosses the game, and he's got a really good 12 outside him, Josh Lewis. Both of them will be looking to push on. I think that's a bit of a deadly partnership when they're on form.
See, Teddy Loughborough, our captain, who previously was Sale. He's a diligent athlete and person. He's very detailed and very professional. I think they're smart, hard-working and committed.
The roar you can hear of the Loughborough faithful as they clap the starting 15 onto the first team pitch, and let's see how they line up today. The front row, Bryn Davis, Archie Bourne and Mink Sharink. Behind them in the engine room, Dan Cuthbert and Alex Wardell. Henry Lavin captains the side from 7 as Teddy Loughborough is on the bench recovering from that head knock, and he's got Monday and Smith on the back row with him. It's Bergwin and Titcombe at 9 and 10. Lewis and Pope in the centres. Warner and Barber on left and right. Then Reese Malone is at full back. Dan Rowlands is in charge today. Northumbria to kick off. Joining me on commentary duty, Tom Smith, outside half here at Loughborough Students, who's been entrusted with the role for the Saturday team, but it is all about Wednesdays. You're welcome to the Wednesday window, to the future of our game. It's back, it's BUCS Super Rugby, and Jake Rogers gets the game underway. Well, Tom, welcome. All a bit frantic here at the start, but pretty exciting times.
Yeah, really exciting. We've got a great crowd down. It's a lovely day for it, and yeah, BUCS is back finally.
Well, you've been playing National League rugby, and it's been going pretty well since dropping down a division. That could be seen as a negative, but what it does mean is you can win some games, you can play some rugby. And what are you, 4 from 5 this year?
So we're 3 from 4. Our game on Saturday was unfortunately cancelled due to COVID cases, but I mean the beauty of coming to Loughborough is you've got your Saturday, Wednesday, so you're always getting game time, and it's a perfect platform to develop and improve as an athlete.
And how has the week been? Obviously your game was cancelled, but the lads went away to Hartbury on Wednesday, picked up a victory, and any victory away at the Alpas is a good win. Must be a pretty positive vibe around the club at the moment. Yeah,
definitely, and it's sort of the sign of the group that they were quite disappointed leaving Hartbury. They thought they could have come away with the 5 points, so it really shows that this season could be a big one, and yeah, we want to challenge for top 4 and we want to get that home quarter final.
Oh, the referee has got in the way of the inside ball there. Will Hopes is going to be the recipient. But what it does mean is we're going to have our first look at the scrum. We had a first look at the line out there. Archie Bourne with the overthrow. So our first look at the scrum. I won't ask you what's going on here, Tom.
Probably for the best.
Another busy Wednesday of BUCS Super Rugby. We have one confirmed result already. Leeds Beckett 38-24 victors over Swansea. That is 2 big wins for Beckett. They beat Bath 53-23, so plenty of points in both of those fixtures, but also Bath entertain Hartpury. Of course, we're here, Loughborough versus Northumbria, our first double header today. So Loughborough win the penalty at scrum time. If you're just tuning in now, then make sure after this you check back and watch Loughborough students against Hartpury in the BUCS Women's National League, the first league game we've ever live streamed, and it was very entertaining indeed. Loughborough victors, 10 tries in total, but a great start from Loughborough. And Tom, you're pounding on the chest. That's a good nudge to get Loughborough underway.
Yeah, it's a great nudge from Charlie Titcombe, or aka Tits as we like to call him. A really special little player, and in combination with Josh Lewis at 12 and Nathan Pope at 13, really strong midfield. Well,
Josh Lewis has played plenty of BUCS rugby at 10 as well. Offers a real handling option as well as a physical carrying option from inside centre, but Northumbria getting the best of the line out so far. Loughborough 0 for 2. But now the Poly need to exit for the first time. The pressure coming on from Tobias Monday. Dobson boxes clear, so Loughborough will have another go at it. As one of the crowd has nearly worn a rugby ball there. Occupational risk if you're walking by the first 15 pitch on a Wednesday. So third go at it here for Archie Bourne.
Here comes the crowd.
Yeah, they're over the far side, but they sound great, don't they? A good ball for Loughborough this time. Ben Smith in there with hands on it again. The referee getting in the way, and crash ball for Lavin, the stand-in captain, takes Loughborough to within 10 metres. That's Mink Sharink. Penalty advantage coming here for Loughborough. So a real opportunity to get underway. There is Titcombe. Dab for the corner. It's caught on the full, and Warner gets held up a few metres short. Huge opportunity here for Loughborough. There's a reach for the line, not quite there. Northumbria having to answer their first defensive questions just a few minutes in to round 2 of BUCS Super Rugby. Well, he could throw a blanket over Loughborough here. The widest player is on the inside post. But Northumbria temporarily passed the test. We go back for the original penalty, and bang in front of the sticks. Loughborough going for the posts. Are you a posts man, Tom, or would you have been a bit more ambitious at the start of a game?
I mean, I think a penalty 15 metres out in front of the posts, it would be rude not to take the points. Build that scoreball pressure early doors.
Well, 5 minutes ticking by on our clock. Just a reminder that our clock isn't linked in with the referee's watch, so if it's a close game and your team is winning when the clock goes red, don't get too excited. There might still be some meat on the bone. But Loughborough underway. First kick at goal is a successful one. Loughborough students 3, Northumbria 0. And a steady start, Tom.
Yeah, good start for the boys. Got a good amount of territory, and hopefully we can exit well here.
Kickoff received by the scrum half. And then the penalty, high tackle. Well, you talked about exiting. When your opponents make it easy for you, that really does, well, it's put a smile on the face of the man next to me.
Yeah, 2 nice exits off kickoff, with Northumbria conceding the penalty.
So you've been with the Saturday team then. Is there any crossover in terms of the training?
Yes, there's a lot of fluidity between our squads, as you can imagine, with injuries and lads moving up and down. There's a lot of change here, but so recently these boys playing now, they're probably playing on the Saturday, and now they've moved into BUCS Wednesdays.
Looked like a trick play there, but it comes out forward from Charlie Titcombe, so we get another look at the scrum, but better line out from Loughborough that time. And what's your situation study-wise then?
I'm currently in my 3rd year studying natural sciences. To be honest, I came here to play rugby, so I probably should have chosen an easier degree, but I don't think my parents would have been too happy if I did.
Coming to play rugby and, of course, missing a season as well. How good has it been to be back with the ball in your hands?
It's been amazing to be back. We had our first pre-season game against Hinckley, and it was that feeling in the changing room afterwards I really missed.
Well, it's great to be watching as well as Jake Rogers puts boot to ball. Was looking for the 50-22, but it's gone out on the full. Talk to me about 50-22s then. Great to have a 10 alongside me, because we can talk about these technical parts of the game. Have you looked to incorporate that into your game, and what's the sort of messages coming through from a coaching perspective?
Yeah, definitely. I think for me it's really helped improve my scanning of the backfield. There's definitely massive opportunities there, so we've sort of incorporated that into our kicking game this year. Flat
ball from Titcombe finds Pope, who gets away from the tackle. Looked as though he was stopped, Pope, and then made another 10 metres. Lavin pops it on. You've got Barber over there wearing the 14 jersey, but on the left wing. For managing to keep the ball in play, and there's Wardell offering himself for the carry. Good quick ball here, and Titcombe again. As it spills out the back now. Titcombe with options, dummies, and looks out of the back door. There's Pope. Brilliant. Steps the man and scores the opening try. Nathan Pope. Loughborough pouring forward off front foot ball, and 8 minutes gone. They make it 8-0.
Yeah, great score there. Got some good, nice front foot ball down on the edge and to really good phases, busting, getting some gain line, and a wonderful support line from Nathan Pope and finish under the posts.
Let's have a look at the replay here. When it spilt out there, it was very well cleaned up by Bergwijn, but what about that from Titcombe? Great awareness. Looked like he had an eternity on the ball.
Yeah, special little player, as I mentioned earlier. Really good on the ball, really composed. Seems like he's got plenty of time. And with Popey on his outside shoulder, that was always going to be a try.
Well, as a place kicker, he'd take these all night. Pops that through, just like he did the penalty before. Takes his personal tally to 5 and Loughborough's to 10 with 9 minutes gone. And a couple of mistakes from Northumbria have been punished. They gave away the penalty from the restart, and then the 50-22 went out on the full.
It's definitely what we've been speaking about recently, is taking those opportunities. It's probably what we've been looking back on our most recent games, saying we haven't been as clinical as we should have been. So it's good to get the 10 points early on here.
So Malone kicks that downfield. Michael Hoyt is there. He's revving the engine, wants to take contact, and does. 3 Loughborough players. Josh Lewis, the first of them, going to meet the big number 8. I said at the top of the show, Lewis punches above his weight, but that's a good carry from Billy Nichols, the captain. With his heart on his sleeve. Sharink with the tackle that time on Ned Newman, but it's a Northumbria penalty. But if you're watching for the first time, this is BUCS Super Rugby, and it's great to have you on board. We'd love to hear from you on socials as well. Twitter and Instagram, using the hashtag BUCS Super Rugby. There are accounts to follow as well, with all the latest scores, updates, and some good content too. How's your Jenga? You any good?
Not particularly. I always seem to lose on Jenga. It's sort of a pre-drinking game, if I'm completely honest.
Oh, well, all of the captains played on media day, and they did it at lunchtime, so I'm not sure there was any pre-drinking involved. But
how'd Teddy get on?
Well, you have to watch the videos and find out. Good line-out ball from Northumbria, and they tiptoe into the Loughborough 22 for the first time in the match. Oh, Lucas Blue spills that one as he came inside. And Loughborough can come away with it, looking to run from deep as well. There might be space on the fringe here. But the try scorer, Pope, seems to have that lovely habit of making 6, 7, 8 metres when he's got no right to.
We haven't seen it yet, but his defensive capabilities are phenomenal. It's probably one of the best parts of his game, but so far in attack he's been very silky.
Can you text Lindsay and ask him what the change is and his number 19? There's been a change at hooker for Northumbria early on. And Loughborough will have the put in at the scrum. So a reminder of the results of both of these teams in week one. Loughborough got a very good win away at the Alpas, 17-11 against Hartbury, perennial contenders at this level. That's a good clearance up over halfway. It's a bit more difficult for Northumbria. They had a long away trip and lost by 20 points to Cardiff University, 44-24. But I think we'll see a lot of those results on both sides of the ledger for Northumbria this year. They always love to play, come to play. Harking back to those days where they had the likes of George Wathoki and Josh Hodge, both going very well in Premiership rugby these days, tearing up the back line. But that adjudged to have been taken back in, so a great platform here for Northumbria. But Loughborough on the counter drive straight away. Now it settles, so Fergus Dobson has a dig for it. Jake Rogers. Again, it's Lucas Blue on that inside line, finds the gap. This time Blue closing in on the line. Blue over the line. Blue scores. What a response from Northumbria, and what a line from Lucas Blue.
Yeah, great finish there. Saw a little hole and really exploded through it.
Well, their first venture into the Loughborough Students 22 is a fruitful one for Northumbria. So we take a look at the replay, and this is the second time he's tried to hit this line. Titcombe had just darted up, but what about that power to get through the tackler? And just as Loughborough capitalised on the Northumbria mistake, Northumbria did exactly the same. The clearance kick was taken back into the 22, and from the resultant line out, Northumbria managed to make it 10-7. Game on, 14 minutes of the first half gone. See an angle there, great gaping hole. Always a difficult cover tackle, but to have the power to get through. We can see the grounding there as well. And Loughborough get us back underway. And a good clearance kick there from Joe Lilly. I'm not going to say it's a hostile environment over there, Tom, but I'm glad I wasn't the one under that high ball.
Yeah, it's looking like we've got all our rugby boys in one place tonight.
It's been great to see. We were down at King Coyd for Cardiff Met versus Durham last week. The entire club came down to support. And I don't know a lot of the faces in the wider club because, of course, over 100 members across all of the BUCS teams at Loughborough, but it looks like a lot of familiar faces for you over there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really pleased the turnout tonight. We've sort of been trying to spread the word around campus to get to the Crum at 6 p.m. tonight, and it seems like it's fallen upon people's ears pretty nicely.
Well, they've turned out in force and they're making a great noise. Lovely atmosphere here on the 4G. So that one flirts with the line. Oh, it's gone out on the full again. Oh, and there's a little bit of a dust up off the ball too. Early season needle between these two sides. Didn't see the incident that made it happen. But very often in these high pressure games at this level, it doesn't take a lot for it to spill over. Oh, and annoyingly, we seem to have temporarily lost the referee's mic as well. I always like to hear these conversations.
I'm quite excited for this replay.
So the two captains being called in, Billy Nichols and Henry Lavin. There seems to be smiles on faces, and I think we'll just get back underway with the kick that went out on the full. Few early season mistakes from both sides here, particularly at the set piece. The lights on now at Loughborough, it's that weird dusky time where you're not sure if you're getting the light from the natural daylight or the floodlights.
Really good attacking opportunity for our boys here.
Yeah, interestingly, nobody on the blind side, but George Barber stood behind the scrum to keep the Northumbria defence honest. Got Lucas Blue, the try scorer, in the exact opposite position. So Loughborough, plenty of field to play with, and it is Barber. Again, drives those legs, makes very good yards, George Barber. Titcombe has a little dart himself. The ball was behind him, so had to clean up. And Loughborough will work it up the short side. There's Wardell, who's been busy offering himself for carries in this opening 17 or 18 minutes. Northumbria flying up out of the line. It was Joe Lashley on his opposite number Monday, but Loughborough can come again. Here's Lewis. Pass was behind Nathan Pope. So the impetus goes, and Pope against Lucas Blue. That's a good battle, and Blue comes out on top this time. Plenty of space to kick into, so Ollie Williams will chase back into his 22. Loughborough want this to sit up, and Williams has time. And that doesn't go out on the far side. So
Space in the backfield.
Looking for the 50-22. What's the bounce going to be like? This could be good. This could be very good. Oh, well kept in by Jake Rogers. And that's been touched in the air as well. So Northumbria will have the line out. And a worthwhile touch there from Jake Rogers, because I think this place might have erupted if we'd got the 50-22 there.
Yeah, definitely a good little bit of aerial tennis there. Unfortunate not to get our line out here, but the boys go again. Some questionable line out throw in here.
An advantage coming here for Northumbria, and it's Ned Newman, head down, gets dragged down by Pope. So confirmation of the change for Northumbria. It's Jonty Naney who's come on at hooker wearing number 19. And they've got themselves into another good position here, Northumbria, weathering the early Loughborough storm. Ah, the same anthems. The same anthems. Oh, and that's been overthrown. Which way is it going to come back? Oh, Loughborough dive on it. It is Archie Bourne. More than a striking resemblance to Samson Lee from up here. I'm not sure if he'd thank me for saying that out loud.
Really destructive ball carrier and in the tackle.
Oh, some gas up the left-hand side. And a good cover tackle by Ned Newman. Loughborough back in the Northumbria half. 10-7. If you're just joining us, it's a Charlie Titcombe penalty that opened the scoring. So take another look at this break. Yeah, Carl Warner. Serious gas and well covered. And then Nathan Pope ran a great support line and got the offload from Charlie Titcombe to score the game's opening try. Again, Titcombe converted that. And then with the one attack they've had in Loughborough territory, it was a powerful finish by Lucas Blue to bring Northumbria back to within 3 points. Neither team's line-out has purred, to say the least, but Northumbria getting away with that one. And here's Jake Rogers. Thinks he spotted some space in behind, but Reece Malone is underneath it. Doesn't call the mark. And pumps that one straight down the middle. Chases his own kick, so Ollie Williams tries to step and nearly gets away. Here's Lashley. Now Rogers again tries to go one more out this time, and Ollie Casson gets met. Line speed from Loughborough, forcing Northumbria back into their own 22. Now there's a dab into space, a 50-50 to chase, and Northumbria are going to get there. Now it's a foot race, and Northumbria the favourites. Joe Lilly against George Barber, but that's one nudge too many. The carnage of the post. Oh, very, very close indeed. Michael Hoyt nearly getting there for the most unlikely of tries.
Some fantastic pace from George Barber to get back there and save a try.
But what an opportunity now for Northumbria. 5 metres out, bang in front of the sticks, options both ways. Lucas Blue, the try scorer, is hugging the touchline out here on the left-hand side. Josh McConkey is over there on the right. They've split the centres as well, so Joe Lilly at 12 is on the left. Ned Newman over there on the right, and you've got Ollie Williams in there. So they've got ball handling options on both sides. It's Jake Rogers left, Ollie Williams, who's comfortable at 10, but wearing 15 today on the right hand side. So they've split it 3 and 3 to keep Loughborough honest. In it comes from Fergus Dobson. Advantage coming as well, so a free go at it here. Little bit of footwork, and the offload, oh, it's been dropped. Joe Lilly with the try line at his mercy. But we'll go back for the penalty. Now, points or scrum? What do you do here?
If I was Northumbria, I'd definitely take the point to get the scores level.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. That's a lovely in and out there. Ewan Bergwin did well to hold on. Try-saving intervention from the scrum half. But as we approach 25 minutes on our clock, the game could be all square again. You are joking. I don't feel rain. Do you feel rain?
I sure hope not.
Oh, I hope not. It's been so lovely all day. Glorious sunshine for the Women's National League match earlier. And a left-footed chip draws us level. Jake Rogers, just like Charlie Titcombe, has 5 points to his name, and it is Loughborough 10, Northumbria 10. Do you know, I can't remember seeing a crowd like this for a BUCS Super Rugby game at Loughborough in a long time.
Seems like any BSR game I've played here at home has been in the rain, so it's quite nice that the sun's out a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, the time of year.
Slightly earlier kickoff and last day of Freshers Week, I believe. So.
Oh, is that what it is? Fantastic. How's it been? Because look, I know you're a third year, but Freshers Week is Freshers Week regardless of how long you've been here, right?
It's slightly different with COVID this year. Sort of everything's been booked out, and sort of with our busy training schedule, you don't really get a chance to get out much in the week.
So not been to Echoes then?
I have been to Echoes.
Of course you've been to Echoes. Is that a change at hooker for Loughborough? Is that Nathan Langdon on in the scrum cap?
That is indeed, yes.
So a few early changes for either side. We don't know if they're injury or not. If we do get any news on that, we'll bring it to you. But this is BUCS Super Rugby, the new season underway. This is round 2. Loughborough 10, Northumbria 10. The live game last week was a draw as well. They've been few and far between, and Loughborough managed to pinch that. It was Cardiff Met against Durham on that occasion. And here's the try scorer, Pope. Again, making metres. Lucas Blue trying to make a nuisance of himself in the contact zone. Loughborough hitting the line hard. So Titcombe There is the replacement hooker Langdon on the support line. Good quick ball here for Loughborough as Titcombe has another dart. Gets the shoulder through but can't find the offload this time. Smith was the acting scrum half. And Loughborough working that left side well. Oh, tip there. Finds Lavin, who gets into the 22. And Loughborough on the front foot once more. The wide players on the right-hand side screaming for it, but they might not need them. Loughborough metres short. Nathan Pope desperate for it on the wing. Advantage coming for Loughborough. But it's been lost forward. Oh, Malone and Pope were crying out for it on the right-hand side.
That little phase shows you exactly what Bryn Davies, our prop, is about. Amazing in the loose for a prop, especially with a trim like that.
Oh, it's Bryn Davies. I'm so sorry, Bryn. The one looks like a 7, and I thought that can't be a loose head.
That is our loose head. Formerly a hooker, but he's recently moved to loose head for this season, and the transition's been great.
Also, the show and go there from Mink Sharink, the front row boys, turning it on for the cameras, and we love to see it.
The Loughborough way.
So Loughborough, another entry into the 22, looking to come away with another 3 points. And I think the fact that the teams are opting to kick for goal shows the respect that they have for one another. It's 3 from 3 from the tee for Charlie Titcombe, and it is Loughborough 13, Northumbria 10. Look at that. We're only seeing the end of that there, but a real burst of pace from Bryn.
Hate to say it, but I think he might be quicker than me.
That's very honest of you. Very honest indeed.
Don't tell him I said that.
Well, it's on camera and microphone and live stream forever. Hopefully you'll never watch it back as Loughborough reclaim the restart. Leading 13 points to 10 here. And that is Lavin getting through this time. Another penalty advantage. A few silly penalties allowing an easy exit for Loughborough because Josh Lewis is up over halfway. Passes it out one. Here's Warner turning on the afterburners. Great feet. Oh, has he grounded it? If he has, this is a spectacular try. Oh, but a late flag from the referee's assistant on the far side. But that in and out from Warner off the Lewis break. As we approach half an hour. Lovely ball from Lewis, but look at the afterburners here. Oh, that in and out. And it was Joss McConkey with the try saver.
Electric pace from the Irishman there.
Promising signs for Loughborough. But still just 3 points in this one. A lot of pressure on this throw from the hooker, and he bails out long, and that is looking like a wise decision as that's a good carry. Just under half an hour gone. This very competitive BUCS Super Rugby fixture. McConkey on the chase, looked a touch offside there. But again, Loughborough get away through the flying winger. That's gone out on the full. Are we going to have a look at the penalty here?
It's looking like a yellow card.
It is a yellow card.
Probably better places to get carded on the pitch than next to the boys.
Let's have another look at this then. It was more electric pace up the left-hand side. There's the chip. And yeah, it was cynical. Difficult to say it was a try-scoring opportunity because Hill and Dobson were chasing back, but Northumbria, 10 minutes to go until half-time. They're 13-10 down. They're in their own 22. And now they're a player short as well. And that's good line-out ball. Wardell grabs it, and Loughborough look to turn the screw. Talk about the Loughborough way, but it's the forward pack that are doing it at the moment, closing in on that Northumbria try line. They're over. They've scored. And that is efficient work from the set piece, and the backs come in to offer their congratulations as well. It's another visit to the 22. It's another 5 points for the hosts. Loughborough 18, Northumbria 10.
Yeah, the boys put it in all week. Every sort of Friday night you look over and the forwards grinding out and more time while the backs are just sort of chucking it around, so it's nice to see them get the rewards.
Now, I hate to break the fourth wall here, but did you see who grounded it?
I wasn't actually watching, to be honest. I was just looking at the lads celebrating.
Just enjoying. Well, we'll bring the try scorer to you once we've had this conversion. It's Loughborough 18, Northumbria 10. Really entertaining half an hour rugby here. Hope you're enjoying it at home as much as we're enjoying it pitchside. Here's Titcombe from the tee. They like it. So does he. Loughborough 20, Northumbria 10. An immaculate from the boot from the number 10. Let's have another look at this then.
It's looking like Nathan Langdon.
Oh, the forwards coaches will be absolutely delighted with that. But Josh Lewis is in there as well. And I'm sure by the time you get to after the match, he'll be talking about his contribution to that try. But let's not forget that it was his break that ultimately led to that position in the field. And a bit of breathing space now for Loughborough. Oh, charged down though. Now it's another foot race, but cleaned up by Monday. Temporarily hearts in mouth times for Loughborough there. And Northumbria making the exit a little bit more difficult this time, which is something that they've been guilty of doing in the first half, is making field position a little bit too easy for Loughborough. Bergwijn, a bit more protection this time and gets the box kick away.
Lots of space for a crossfield there.
That's the 10 talking. Can't attack from everywhere all the time, can you?
If there's an opportunity, you take it.
And if you're in the East Midlands on a Saturday, they come and watch the National League team. Oh, that's a great shot on Jake Rogers. Dwelled on the ball for a little bit too long. But it's come back Northumbria's way. That's Joe Lilly. Billy Nichols. He gets met by Nathan Langdon, the replacement hooker who's got himself on the score sheet. That was Jonty Naney. Slow ball here for Northumbria, so again Billy Nichols takes charge. And Loughborough reset the defence. There is the crossfield. Barber's underneath it. Barber gets hit by Blue. And Northumbria have turned this over. Excellent work from Lucas Blue. But illegally, says the referee. Little knock on in there. He'll be disappointed with that because it was a great chase and a great shot on Barber. As the time goes off. So 34 minutes, or nearly 35 minutes on our clock. 33:23 on the stadium clock. But between you and me, that's not linked in with the referee's watch either. So
it's never accurate, is it?
No, there's somebody downstairs pressing start and stop.
Always happens. You look at the clock in the game, you think you've got 2 minutes left, but it turns out it's 12. Nightmare as a 10.
Yeah, I bet it is. Game management. You're getting ready to blast it onto the cricket pitch over there to claim the win, and lo and behold, you've got 10 minutes to go. So let's talk ambitions then. So on a Saturday you're playing in National 2 North, which is a great standard of rugby. Here you're playing BUCS Super Rugby. There's BUCS 2, 3s and 4s who are all very competitive as well. Is the ambition to get promoted on a Saturday and win BUCS Super Rugby, or is that quite a high achievement for the first year back?
Well, I think as a club as a whole, we want it to be the best rugby development programme in the world. And in terms of BSR, it's a great place to start. We haven't won BUCS for quite a few years, and as a university, we're always winning it. So we thought that maybe this year's the time to win it rugby. So I think we're definitely, well, everyone's in it to win it, but this year we're definitely going to go for it. And in terms of Nat 2, we just want to be competitive and get top 4.
Well, you had a great start, and it is a very, very competitive league indeed. And if you are watching around the East Midlands, then do come down to Loughborough University on a Saturday to watch the team in Nat 2. Great rugby. Saying that, if you live in the East Midlands and you're watching this, why aren't you here? It's free entry on a Wednesday. Come down, watch a great standard of rugby. And that goes for well, anywhere up and down the country. I was going to try and go north to south, east to west then, but it's quite hard, isn't it? So of course here in the East Midlands we've got Loughborough, but if you're a bit further south, if you're a lot further south, you've got Exeter, Bath, Hartpury, then Cardiff University, Cardiff Met and Swansea over there in Wales. Hello to you, Croeso. And then as we go north, we've got Northumbria, Durham and Leeds Beckett as well. That is everyone, isn't it? I haven't left anyone out. Sorry if I have. Oh, Josh Lewis is through again. There's a 2-on-1 here. It's a lovely ball to Lavin, who pins his ears back and gets caught by the fullback. Ollie Williams with the try saver, but the offload is good, and Josh Lewis takes a second carry. George Barber gets snagged as a makeshift scrum half, but Loughborough back into the 22 and looking dangerous just before half time. There's the number 8, Ben Smith. Again looking to get on the front foot. Surely there's space here for Loughborough with Northumbria scrambling in defence, but Ned Newman makes the tackle. Now is their chance for Titcombe, who gets through. Titcombe scores! It's another dummy from the elusive outside half. He's been pitch perfect with the boot, but now he gets the 5-pointer. And Loughborough are up to 25, with Northumbria still down to 14, and it's starting to look pretty peachy for the hosts.
Awesome intent from Josh Lewis on that first set piece to get gain line, and then the line break. Amazing support from Lavin, and the boys did really well to stay on top, really strong at the breakdown, and a great finish from Tits.
Yeah, it was a missed tackle by his opposite number. And I'm sure from an outside half's perspective, which we'll get once Titcombe aims to maintain his 100% record from the tee. He's already had a kick in a very similar position, and we'll know as soon as it leaves the boot if it's over or not, because of those fans behind him, behind the dugout. Loughborough 27, Northumbria 10. So he's got inside Rogers there. It was his opposite number who missed the tackle. So we take another look at the try. Those little battles, particularly 10 on 10, if you step your opposite number, you're absolutely buzzing for the rest of the game, aren't you?
Personally, I'm not too focused. I don't think he'd take much notice that he's gone inside the 10 there. It's lovely front football. It's what you dream of as a 10 to attack off. So he's taken his opportunity, and another 7 points.
That's a huge nudge, and well taken by Ollie Williams, who finds Jake Rogers, who puts it on the left peg. But Reece Malone is well positioned. He's going to have a little chip over the top himself, but again out on the full. But not too much of a loss there for Loughborough. And Northumbria thinking about going quickly there. Jake Rogers. Well, our clock is on red, so we're counting down to the closing stages of this first half. Remember, Northumbria were 10-0 down and equalised. Since then, it's been unanswered points for Loughborough, and again, the set piece lets them down. That looks to have gone forward, and has.
Great set piece pressure there.
Yeah, I think it's easy to say for both teams that the set piece hasn't been great, but that doesn't take into account the pressure which both teams have applied throughout the half. A half that has given us 4 quality tries. Both backs and forwards getting in on the action.
Putting on the show for the crowd. Hopefully they come back for more next week and the week after.
Oh, I hope so. It really does make a massive difference to have crowds down. And I remember many years ago when I was here, sometimes for the big university games you'd get one man and his dog, but everybody seems to appreciate the fact that they're watching quality. And I said at the very beginning as well, I call it the window to the future. You've just got to look at these two teams here. I mean, for Loughborough, Freddie Stewart and Dan Kelly played for England this summer, you know, it's unbelievable. Oh, spiral bomb, you love to see it. Well taken. And that's a huge hit from Lucas Blue. He has been a nuisance
exceptionally clean strike there. It was a wonderful kick.
And that's a great option under the floodlights as well, because it goes above the line of the floodlights. You temporarily lose sight of it.
Nightmare to catch those ones. Really, really hard.
Well, thankfully for you, you're usually the one kicking them, not underneath them. As Northumbria go the aerial route again, looking to bombard Loughborough, change of tactic, but that's well taken. And good footwork as well. Rhys Malone does very well to take Loughborough up to their own 10-metre line. Perhaps one last chance to attack. The ball is behind Warner, but he still manages to gather it and manages to explode away. Oh, look at this footwork from the flying left winger. Just losing defenders left, right and centre. The cover tackle is from the hooker Maney, and it is a try-saving one. What a chase back by the front row forward, but Loughborough still coming, looking for that bonus point score before half-time. Tobias Monday dragged to the floor, but Loughborough with the wind in their sails here. Now bags of space out left. Tickham, yes! It's a short ball, and Rhys Malone gets the bonus point score. Loughborough 32, Northumbria 10. And the second quarter of this first half has been exemplary from the home team. And Tom Smith, you really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, incredible break from Carl Warner. He's absolutely electric, and if you're just watching the replay here, the work of Rhys Malone winning the 15s is what he's so good at, spotting the opportunity on the open. Comes down really late on Tits' shoulder and just breezes through the hole. Bonus point try, brilliant.
Yeah, just at the start of that replay, we just saw him drift into that space just to add that extra number. Fabulous score.
Something we work on quite a lot in training is winning the 15s, trying to find the opportunity on the edge and coming late, giving the defence a hard problem to solve, so the coach should be happy with that one. Conversion's good.
The referee's whistle goes, and at half-time, Loughborough students lead Northumbria by 34 points to 10. And I think anybody in African Violet or supporting African Violet will be very pleased with that opening 40 minutes, Tom.
Yeah, great opening for 40 minutes. Obviously, it was a cagey old first 20, but the boys really came out strong towards the end. They got a good couple of scores.
Well, this was the opening score. Titcombe is a name we have talked about in glowing terms for 40 minutes. It was the finish by Nathan Pope, but it was all the work of the 10 that made that happen.
Yeah, really good on the ball and some great support. Did really well to round the fullback. Didn't know Popey had that gas in him.
So that, with the conversion, made it Loughborough 10, Northumbria 0. This is how they responded. It was actually Titcombe who came flying out of the line, but a heck of a finish here from Lucas Blue. Yeah, a bit disjointed in defence there, but an amazing finish. Electrifying pace and really strong at the tackle to go over from 5 metres out. And that was the only real opportunity that Northumbria had in the first half. They struggled for territory, they struggled for possession, and they made the exits easy for Loughborough. So we take another look at this. There was a brave attempt at a cover tackle, but very, very strong. And we've seen some really lovely stuff from Lucas Blue, particularly chasing kicks as well. It's interesting. Oh, this is that carnage in the in-goal area here. This could have gone anywhere. And I think had this ended up in a 5-pointer for Northumbria, then we could be looking at a very different scoreline here. But it's interesting. We've talked about Northumbria making exits easy for Loughborough, but it's actually been from clean breaks deep inside their own half where Loughborough have really flourished. Yeah, definitely. We've sort of taken our opportunities. We've ran real good intent, and the support's been excellent to get us into their 22, where we've been quite clinical to finish off. Well, this was Bryn Davis. I mean, the second best mullet here today, probably behind yourself, Tom. What a break from him. He'll be using that in the highlights clips to try and get a contract when he graduates. Yeah, he'll be talking about that at our Thursday morning coffee tomorrow, that's for sure. He won't stop going on about that for weeks. Well, that led to a penalty that effectively led to a try, but Josh Lewis, he's had a great half as well. A couple of clean breaks from him. And that was when he put Warner in, who just looks great off both feet. What an asset for a team to have pace like that. Yeah, definitely. He's been electrifying. He's recently come back from a shoulder operation where he didn't really think he'd play again. So it's amazing to see him out there. And he's, to be honest, I can't really choose between my player at half. He's definitely been one of our backs. But they've all been standout. Well, you will be picking the player of the match a little bit later on, so I'm officially putting you on notice. Just look, so 28 minutes had gone there. We can see on the scoreboard it was 13-10, right in the balance. So we take another look at this break up the left-hand side from Warner. So this was the incident that led to the yellow card. It was cynical. I don't think they can have any complaints about that, but if you're a forward getting gassed, very often that's the natural reaction. And all the great run in rugby we'd seen, it was the grind of the 8 with some of the backs joining as well that was the game breaker, really, because this was where all the momentum came from for that great finish to the first half.
Yeah, it's really nice to see a try-off set piece like that. You know, the boys put in lots of work in the week on their line out on the wall, so it's nice for them to get the treats.
Well, that made it 18-10. The conversion was good as well, so that took us up to 20. Titcombe again, good off the tee. And again, deep inside the half. In at first receiver there, Josh Lewis. What a break from him, and great wherewithal to get the offload away too. Yeah,
surprised Lav caught up with him, to be honest, and unfortunately didn't quite have the pace to get there, but give him a few more weeks in training and he might get back to his old pace.
And this was the finish. We had Sharink with the carry there. He's another one who's been desperate to get his hands on the ball.
Beautifully aggressive South African is Mink.
He's got a bit of Dutch in him as well, isn't he? Oh, and that was the dummy.
He does indeed, yes. Wonderful dummy.
The dummy from Titcombe and the finish there. There's quite a good Dutch contingent in BUCS Super Rugby now. There's one down at Cardiff Met. We've got Marin Hoos up at Durham as well. But he sold him with the eyes as well. Nathan Pope was lining it up. But that was Titcombe with the score. And then this was the move that led to the final score of the half. Loughborough getting the bonus point try. And again, it came up the left-hand side. The pass was just behind Warner, who again did well. We talked about his pace. There must be a fair bit of power there to get through the tackles too.
Yeah, he's definitely been the catalyst for all things good in our attack so far this half.
Massive credit to John T. Maney, the hooker, making the cover tackle there. But again, it was accurate from Loughborough, who haven't let many opportunities to score pass them by, which hasn't always been the case with Loughborough students' teams in the past. And here's Rhys Malone on the left shoulder of Titcombe.
Yeah, wonderful timing out the back there, just splitting that defender and seeping through that hole.
And we're going to get a great angle of it here. Yeah, there you can just see Malone taking his position there.
Perfect timing on the pass from Tits as well. Took it to the line, squared up the defender, waited for him to bite, and then the hole just opened up.
Well, the half-time score here is Loughborough Students 34, Northumbria 10, and shortly we will be going pitch side where Joe Burns is with Adam McLean.
Right, half-time here at Loughborough Stadium, and Loughborough with a dominant first half. Northumbria looked like they were coming back into it when they drew the game 10-all, but Charlie Titcombe, what a performance for the 10 wearing the African violet, 19 points. He's the difference at the moment in front of a packed-out Loughborough under the lights. Is there a better place to be on a Wednesday? I'm not so sure tonight. I've got Adam McLean, who is an injured Loughborough number 10 with me. Just have a little bit of a chat about that first half, and you guys have got to be delighted.
Yeah, definitely struggled. We had a good first 10 minutes, struggled a bit for 10 minutes and then ran away with it in the second 20, but hopefully we come out in the first 10 minutes of this half and run away with it a bit more and then score a convincing win, really.
Pretty bullish chat from you, Adam, running away with it in the first half and looking to do more of the same in the second.
Definitely.
And it's good that we've got you here because, as I said, you're a fly half, injured at the moment, and I'd love to talk about the player who's pulling the strings for you out there. He's hit all 4 conversions, 2 penalties and a try as well. How important is he? How special is he?
Yeah, he's important to our team. It's good to have him to compete with. He brings me along, brings the team along. He's a good leader. He's really good to have in the team. Just helps bring everyone up to that level that we need to be at to go at him. perform like we can be.
So you were speaking about the desire will be to go and chase after this game even more. Is that what this Loughborough team are all about this year? It's not just getting out there and winning, it's about really playing rugby all the way to the 80 minutes and also playing that brand of rugby that we enjoyed in the first half.
We really want to just go out there, express ourselves, score as many points as we can. We don't just want to get by with 1 or 2, scrape a few wins. We want to go out there, show what we can make, show what we can do, and just go put some points past some teams.
Look, another guy that's really impressed me, and he hasn't scored a try remarkably despite his best efforts, is your dynamo left wing. Every time he gets the ball, something exciting feels like it's going to happen. You feel that collective surge of energy in the stadium.
Definitely. Every time he gets the ball, you know he's going to do something special. He's got that footwork, the speed to get through. You don't know what he's going to do when he gets the ball.
So it's gone pretty well for you first half against Northumbria. What parts of their game did you identify beforehand that you needed to nullify to get a result tonight? It's obviously not in the bag, and you guys have got to still play, because we saw glimpses of what Northumbria can do with the try through the centre and also their effort when things were tied at 10-all there.
Yeah, we identified they've got a nice little kick pass across to the wing. They scored a few last week from that, and we just and we're quite physical up front. So as long as we can front up in D and mask that on the halves with our wingers, then we'll be fine, I think.
Okay, all right. And then last shout on playing in front. Well, you're not playing, you're just carrying the water tonight, but still decent to be carrying the water in front of all these people. Like the energy on campus, the buzz for BUCS Super Rugby to be back on campus.
Yeah, everyone's well excited. You can tell by the amount of people that are here. Everyone's ready to watch. Everyone's out. It's a great environment to be in.
Okay, there you have it. So, by Adam's own admissions, Loughborough running away with it in the first half, but there is still work to do if they're going to dispatch this talented Northumbria side who've already shown us that they know how to score and they know how to threaten the try line. Second half action coming up with Dave Rogers.
Thank you very much, Joe. Looking forward to catching up with you at the end of the match when we hear from the winning coach, the losing coach and the player of the match, which will be chosen by the man next to me, Tom Smith. Let's talk about both teams here. I know that you are Loughborough through and through, but let's talk about Northumbria. What will they be talking about, or what did they talk about at half-time? What do you think they need to do to get back into this game?
Well, I feel like their kicking game's been quite good. They got some good rewards from their kicking game, but they probably just need to tidy up their set piece and maybe a bit of discipline. Sort of those early 20 minutes, they gave us some easy outs out of our 22 of kickoff. And when it's a perfect opportunity to sort of apply pressure and just be a bit more clinical and finish things off.
And we've seen some crazy things in BUCS Super Rugby over the years. 34-10 is a good scoreline, but it is certainly not a safe scoreline. There's a bonus point in the bag already, but what do you think the chat was in the sheds for Loughborough at half-time?
Go out and finish them off. It's a perfect opportunity. You've got another 40 minutes. We've probably got that light breeze behind our backs. We've got a fantastic crowd, so really go out, finish them off and put on a show for this great crowd we got here tonight.
Well, there are a great crowd, and night has started for. It's actually a little bit darker here than it looks on the screen. The floodlights lighting the players, shadows on all four corners. And Charlie Titcombe is going to get us back underway. Already 19 points to the number 10's name, and that's taken by Joss McConkey. Didn't see a lot of Joss in the first half, did a lot of defending as Carl Warner looked to cut loose. Just looking for changes, we've not had any reported.
Looking like the Loughborough team's the same.
So just that change from Loughborough at hooker. We're not sure what happened with Archie Bourne, but it is Nathan Langdon in the scrum cap who's the man on the ball now. Better line up for Loughborough. Come out quickly, and here's the scrum half. Ewan Bergwijn looking for the inside ball to Carl Warner, who again hits the line with so much power and pace and takes Loughborough to 5 metres out, but Northumbria win the penalty.
Another great break from Carl there, some good execution on that backswing. It was a shame the ref sort of got in the way a little bit, but it didn't make a difference to Carl.
Yeah, referee Dan Rowlands has been there or thereabouts on the inside support line all day. He actually interfered with the ball early in the first half. Oh, that's so well taken. Titcombe manages to stop the ball going into touch, and now George Barber can hot step into midfield. You've got Harry Hill there in the headband with the tackle. That's a good tackle from Joss McConkey. Be very interested to see his tackle stats at the end of the game, as that's a good shot coming in on Wardell there. Penalty advantage coming for Loughborough, so Tobias Monday can hit the inside line. That's been knocked on, so we'll go back for the penalty. And an opportunity for Loughborough to kick for territory. 2 minutes of the second half gone. BUCS Super Rugby round 2 next week. We'll be at the Al Pass Arena. It is a double header. Hartbury women against Northumbria, then Hartbury men against Leeds Beckett. Beckett, of course, 2 from 2 in BUCS Super Rugby, looking like great entertainers as well. 53-23 against Bath, 38-24 against Swansea, so 2 bonus point wins for them. Hartbury away at Bath today, having lost a tight one against Loughborough last week, 11-17, but they've got a great habit of growing into seasons of Hartbury, as Loughborough look to build again in the 22. Where in the first half, their execution of coming away with at least a penalty was very effective, but now there's space for Lewis! Josh Lewis on the short line, makes it look easy, and gets the try that is hard work and industry in the first half deserves. Loughborough, 3 minutes into the second half, are off to the perfect start, and they lead 39-10 with the kick to come.
I was really worrying that ball wasn't going to come out of that maul there, but really good idea of space from J-Lou. See the opportunity blind, and great timing on the pass from Bugsy, and he slides straight through the hole, in for another score.
Really good to see Josh Lewis playing good rugby for Loughborough. Earlier in his university career, spent a lot of time at 10, was a confidence player, and when it was flowing through him, he was superb. He seems to have found a home at 12. Here's Titcombe to take Loughborough up over 40. To take his personal tally up over 20. Looks to draw it in. Does draw it in. Loughborough 41, Northumbria 10. And Northumbria in danger of allowing this one to get away from them.
Yeah, like I said, great idea from space from J-Lee to get round the corner late. Perfect timing of the pass. Here's the crowd singing again. Great to hear them in their roar.
It's a bit bouncy from Loughborough. It's off the chest of Wardell, so we'll have a scrum from the restart. So the Northumbria bench, plenty of options for them, and we might need to see them soon. John Benson staring down the barrel of 2 heavy defeats. 44-24 against Cardiff last week. And following that error from the restart, Wardell has stayed down. There's some of the crowd, some of them wrapped up warmer than others. It does get cold here, you know.
Yeah, the wind chill's not great. It's quite exposed, this pitch. I mean, it's a great location, sort of centre of campus, so everyone can get to it. But yeah, the wind can get pretty frosty, especially on those midweek training nights.
So where'd you play your Saturday games then? Because we've got this. Is it on this 4G?
Yes, yeah. All our home games are here on the Crumb.
Because all the pitches on campus are in great nick, aren't they? You've got. So if you're looking at the shot here, away to your left, there's Towers, which is an iconic hall. I'm not going to say a beautiful hall because it's an old 60s concrete build. But
there's some beauty in it.
Yes, yeah. You know, art is ugly and all of that stuff. But behind there's the Towers pitch.
Yeah, and today we had our rugby trials actually. So a good 120 odd boys were there for the last day of trials to get into the club on the Towers pitch in the glorious sunshine. So it was a good day for them too.
Oh, Imagine trying to select from 120 players to see who's going to come. And then up on the opposite side of campus, you've got the Holywell pitches, which are very exposed, and they don't get many games up there, but they're like carpets. They're in great condition.
Yeah, the Holywell Stadium was fantastic, and
yeah.
It was that amazing big match against Exeter a few years ago.
Well, in fact, BUCS Super Rugby as a brand, if you like, was launched against Exeter. Exeter were champions of the last BUCS Rugby competition that wasn't BUCS Super Rugby, and then they launched it here in a Freshers Week event, 5,000 at the stadium. And they've tried to do it pretty much every year since, have one big game there at least. Just trying to think who played in that opening game. So many now have gone on to play Premiership Rugby. So Isaac Miller, who's at Worcester now, the hooker, he played there for Loughborough. What's the handsome second rower? Theo Vukasinovic.
Yes. Yeah, he's at Wasps.
He's at Wasps. Yeah. Then the Exeter pack almost wasn't fair. So they had Silenso, who was at Gloucester and now is at Ealing Trailfinders. They had Sam Skinner, who's won Europe with Exeter. Tom Lauday, who's won the Premiership with Harlequins.
Serious pedigree.
Yes, serious. But Northumbria come again. Short ball for the vice-captain, Ned Newman. First sign of quick ball here for the Poly as Jake Rogers looks to get on the outside. There's Williams, lovely ball, pace for Lucas Blue, who gets scragged down. Good cover tackle as Blue was in search of his second try.
That's what Nathan Pope was all about. Amazing in defence, amazing reads, and some brilliant work right there to save a certain try.
Yeah, Ted Landry was at 10 that day. He's outside half for Richmond as well, so full of Premiership and Championship pedigree, that Exeter team. That is a good cover tackle, but Lucas Blue looks a player. Getting reports of a bit of off the ball there as well. We had that needle early in the first half, but since then it's calmed down. Dan Cuthbert with good ball off the top, but then it goes forward.
A little bit of a brain fart there, throwing it off the top on our own 5 metre line.
Well, you talked about the brand, playing from anywhere.
We tried to calm that down a bit, but I guess the Loughborough way is always there somewhere.
Huge opportunity for Northumbria then, desperately in need of a try. Fergus Dobson, ball in hand, the scrum half. Not learned a huge amount about either scrum, but Dobson's gone round to give a bit of encouragement. And the scrum goes down. First scoring opportunity for Northumbria here, smashing the line hard. Ned Newman tries to create some quick ball. And there are suggestions of rain here with still half an hour to go. And that's worrying for the greasy ball. It's even more worrying for us as we're stood on the roof of the building. Good short ball there to Jasper Maguire and a shot coming in from Loughborough.
Great hit from Bryn Davies.
Out of the back, and now Joss McConkey comes inside looking for work. Loughborough slowing the ball down, but illegally, says the referee. So a free go at it here for Northumbria. It's a scrappy pass, but Jake Rogers puts some air on it.
Some great defensive pressure here from Loughborough.
We go back for the penalty. Well, I've come prepared with a small umbrella for us, Tom, but it's only little, so we'll have to get in close. I can't have you getting that mane wet. Serious growth.
Yeah, I'll lose my curls if it gets wet, I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm not sure if this is a compliment or offensive, but there's more than a hint of the Jake Pauls about it.
The annoying thing is I was called that when I was sort of 17 at school and I had a completely different haircut, and it's coming back, so there's nothing I can do to change that.
It's a good look, and this is a good game. 10 minutes into the second half, Loughborough 41, Northumbria 10. Northumbria desperately in need of a score, not just in this match, but to get some momentum for this season. Remember, a few seasons ago, they were very nearly champions. If they'd have won away at Hollow's Drift against their local rivals Durham, then they'd have lifted the league leaders trophy. Instead, they finished second that year and went out early in the playoffs. Since then, they've been rebuilding. So many universities, they have that golden generation of players. They've all moved on now, and this latest group are carrying the torch for the Poly.
I think we could be falling upon our golden generation now, to be honest.
Big words from Tom Smith, but at 41-10 in the second game of the season, haven't beaten Hartbury away, then why not? Penalty advantage coming for Northumbria then. Their longest period in the match in the Loughborough 22. Ball taking an eternity to come out. So referee Dan Rowlands deciding it's a penalty, which they go quickly. Jasper Maguire. Loughborough haven't had many questions asked of their defence. They are here. Jake Rogers is waiting for it. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men outside him. Another penalty advantage coming, but it's going to be a try. Northumbria are going to get their second. It was a pick and a go, and the Loughborough defensive wall crumbles, and Northumbria get themselves up to 15. Remember, like in most leagues now, we do have try and losing bonus points. There's still plenty in this game for Northumbria.
Yeah, Northumbria have been applying some strong pressure, and I guess that try was inevitable. The dam was about to burst.
Harry Hill, the scorer.
Here comes some Loughborough replacements.
So half an hour for these players to make an impression. Who have we got coming on?
It's looking like we've got Jack Burtonet, who incidentally it's his 21st birthday today, so happy birthday to you, Burton Sauce. Seb Smith on at loose head, and by the looks of it, Tom Miles, the young Worcester 9, has replaced Ewan Bergwin, aka Bugsy.
Happy birthday. Hence the reason there was a rather stilted version of happy birthday coming from the supporters on the far side. Charlie Titcombe gets us back underway. The ball drops out of the night sky, and it's taken well by Joss McConkey. We are well and truly floodlit now, so all of those high kicks, they're quite low floodlights here at Loughborough, so they're going to be very, very difficult to take. Yeah, that one just disappearing out of the light, then back in, and that one goes out on the full, about 30 metres from the try line, and Nathan Langdon will have the ball and a chance for Loughborough to respond.
Perfect attacking opportunity here, 30 metres out. Let's see what we can come up with.
Who's that in the 24 jersey?
That's Jack Burtonet, yeah. I think the 18 jersey is probably a bit small for him.
So there's Ben Smith and a line off the short ball from Smith. Loughborough back into the 22. Dan Cuthbert with the carry. Titcombe comes on the short side. There's Josh Lewis. Doesn't get over the gain line this time. First touch for Tom Miles then. Little tip on by Cuthbert. Loughborough back into the 22. There's Titcombe with that little goose step. Can't get through this time though. Northumbria wise to it. Monday. Tucks, but Loughborough still in position A here. Nathan Pope in at first receiver. There's Burtonet offering his support this time. The replacement prop forward now. Titcombe. Miles. It was Monday in at first receiver. Plenty of phases here for Loughborough as Michael Hoyt comes flying out of the line. Good tackle from the 8, but offside, says the referee. So now a chance for Loughborough with the advantage coming. The ball not as quick as they'd have liked it, but now Reece Malone looking for Warner. Electric feet don't get him anywhere this time.
Lost momentum a bit here, just have to rebuild with some good carrying.
So Pope in at first receiver, has a little look inside ball, looking for Barber, but we go back for the penalty, which surely at 41-17 goes to the corner.
We're about to find out. Looking like J-Lee's taking over the kicking duties while Tits gets seen to.
So Titcombe down getting some attention, and Billy Nichols not looking too comfortable. He's down grabbing his ankle, and there's another Northumbria player. Oh, it's Lucas Blue over there on the far side as well. So players starting to drop, which is understandable early in the season. When someone's getting stretched out, I'm never sure if it's a leg injury or a lung injury.
Yeah, especially a game at this pace, it's sort of been end-to-end, so I can imagine the boys are blowing, but we've had a really strong pre-season, so fitness levels definitely should be there.
Fatigue-wise, does playing on the 4G differ to playing on the traditional grass and mud?
For me personally, it's quite hard to tell. I've trained on a 4G at least once a week since the age of 15, so I'm quite accustomed to it. I know a lot of professionals are quite against it, but I mean, I've been playing on it for a good 6-7 years now, so I'm pretty much used to it. I quite enjoy the fast track.
I love talking to 10s. It's very different to talking to 1s, 2s and 3s.
Different to Gally then from seasons.
Oh, Gally. I hope Gally's watching. If you are, very warm welcome to you. Be good to catch up at some point.
I'm sure he will be. Loughborough through and through he is.
That is Gally, James Gallagher, rip-roaring, scrummaging prop and former chairman here at Loughborough Students. Big old goose as well.
Big old goose.
Strong boy. I remember him having a superb scrummaging performance up at the stadium against Exeter in one of those big games.
That 17-all draw.
Yes. Yeah, it was 17-all, wasn't it? Anyway, Loughborough with the opportunity here, taken by Monday. Game's just lost momentum a bit in the last 5 minutes or so.
Just a little bit. Need the crowd to up the energy levels and get the boys back into it.
Trying to put a guess on how many are here. 800?
Yeah, to be honest, I'd push it at 1,000. I know you can get a good 300 people lined across the sidelines in sort of one row. We've got a couple of tiers here. So.
And they're 3 or 4 deep on the far side. If we go quiet for a couple of minutes, everyone, it's because we're counting heads. But the ball's gone forward, and it will be Northumbria getting us back underway with a scrum.
We've got Reece Malone moving to 10 and Ollie Smith on at fullback now after Charlie Titcombe's gone off with what looks like a bit of an injury, which is unfortunate to see.
Certainly is. He's lit up the game today as Joe Lilly tries to create a platform for Northumbria to clear. That's the left boot of Jake Rogers. Gets 40-odd metres on that, but doesn't find touch, and now a chance to counter-attack. Look at that turn of pace. Here's Seb Smith. Tips that one on. Lovely from Smith, and there's Tom Cowan into the 22. Cowan for the post. Cowan!
Exceptional.
What a finish from Tom Cowan. Well, Loughborough knocking on the door of 50. What about that turn of pace from the replacement Tom Cowan?
Frightening pace.
Well, he is one that I've been told to watch out for in the future. He's been on the peripheries of England 20s, signed by Bath, and this is a lovely move. Look at that turn of pace. A lot of work to do here. 2 defenders still to beat.
A lot of some great timing from Reece Malone out the back of that forward pod. Ties the defenders in nicely and gets a little bit of gain line, gets those arms free, and feeds Cowan and absolutely races in under the posts. Great score.
It's Reece Malone who's taking on place kicking duty. And makes no mistake, 48-17. Plenty of entertainment unless you're a Northumbria fan. Let's take another look at this now. Don't underestimate the impact of Dan Cuthbert's dummy line that he's run there.
Yeah, that's what we talk about a lot, as having an intent on our tip options. Really ties in defenders and open up opportunities for any pass out the back like we saw from Reese.
Still 20 minutes to go. 8 tries in the match so far, 6 of them have gone Loughborough's way. They lead 48-17 and now will be chasing down a big score. The most points scored this season so far, Exeter. They managed 64 away at Swansea last week. Leeds Beckett have hit 53, Cardiff hit 44 against this Northumbria team.
We got 78 on them last time we played them home.
Yes,
BSR.
yeah. It's interesting, Loughborough did the double over Northumbria, well, last BSR season, but of course last season didn't happen. Before that, Northumbria had won 4 in a row against Loughborough, so that shows how quickly the pendulum can swing at this level. There was a time, 3 seasons ago now, where in the first half of the season 85% of the games were decided by 1 score or fewer.
That's what people want to see, entertaining games.
Certainly is. Callum Davidson on as a replacement scrum half for Northumbria in the 21 jersey, but it is his opposite number Tom Miles with the put in, and he gets scragged as Miles but gets the ball away as Malone is now in at outside half wearing number 15. Loughborough looking to run it from absolutely everywhere now. That's a good kick to put the impetus back on McConkey, who gets chased down. Got outside back replacements for Loughborough now, with Ollie Smith wearing 22 and Sam Kildunn wearing 23.
I think that might be my mistake. I don't think Sammy's on yet.
Oh, is he not?
No, I can still see Carl hovering on the left wing.
God, maybe I need my eyes tested. Advantage to Loughborough. Only knock-on advantage though. Oh, that's very, very close to being good from Monday. But plenty of space in behind. That's a great kick, just to relieve a little bit of pressure for Northumbria. So Sam Kildunn took all kinds of heat from the Hartbury fans last week.
Yeah, little Sammy, he's our fresher, he's electric. Sort of came from nowhere, just sort of rocked up one training session, and with his long track, well, his sister's track he's on.
I was going to say,
yeah, his sister's at Wasps, isn't she?
No, Harlequins.
The Harlequins, oh,
yeah.
Right, okay.
So she used to play at Hartbury, then she went to play Sevens, and now she's at Quinn. She scored a gorgeous try at the weekend in their victory over Gloucester Hartbury.
Well, you regularly see him wearing her old stash,
oh my
the stuff
goodness.
that he can fit into.
Well, she's absolutely tiny, so he can't be that big.
He's bigger than me for sure.
Changes for Northumbria. Will Davies on wearing number 23.
Looks like Captain Ted's on as well.
So Teddy Leatherbarrow, the club captain. He's been out with a concussion, so this is first appearance off the bench since returning. It'll be a welcome sight, his leadership qualities. An orthodox take from Josh McConkey, but he gets to rev the engine and gets up over halfway. He was tackled by Tom Cowan, and the penalty is taken quickly by Callum Davidson. 2 tries for Northumbria. They'll be looking for 4 and a bonus point. They've got 18 minutes to find them as Michael Hoyt takes them into the 22. Hands on that from Leatherbarrow, who wins the penalty.
He's back.
And after a period out, any position that you play, you just want to make an impact straight away, don't you? And that's exactly what he's done there. Yeah,
great first initial carry off that line now, and a really important turnover around 22, and here's Reese to relieve some pressure.
Loughborough 48, Northumbria 17 in BUCS Super Rugby. Take a look at socials and see what the scores are from around the grounds shortly. And you can keep up by following BUCS Super Rugby on Twitter and Instagram as Loughborough come forward again in search of the score that would take them up over 50. And Gally's been in touch. Don't worry, lads, I'm watching. I still talk about that scrummaging performance at the stadium. I'm not surprised. And if anybody is wondering what we're talking about, then you can go to the BUCS Super Rugby YouTube page where all of the games are still there. Although Gally's probably cut up a highlights package of just the scrums from that match. And if he has, fair play.
Loves the scrum, but not nearly as much as Josh Toms.
Oh, really?
Serious scrum noises are Tomsy.
Good attacking position here for Loughborough then. Tom Miles, ball in hand. Loughborough with 4 players to the left of the scrum, 2 to the right. Reese Malone in at first receiver, but they go to the right hand side, so Smith picks and goes, quick hands, and Ollie Smith passes it on into the 22. Now Loughborough with the full width to work with.
Looks like Sammy Kildun is on now.
So Kildun wearing 23, stood over there on that right wing, and that's the way Loughborough go. And here is Kildun, hot stepping, but gets driven back. Still plenty of physicality from Northumbria. There's Cuthbert in at first receiver, but Loughborough looking to get the hands free. It was Reese Malone. Loughborough now bang in front of the sticks. Here's Josh Lewis, tips it on, but it's lost by Cowan. And it's back in the hands of Northumbria. So Davidson digs for it. There's Jasper Maguire. Knocked on one way, then the next. So we'll start again with a set scrum. Still 15 minutes to go here, but do stick with us post-match. You'll be getting all of the try reviews with myself and Tom, and then we'll be going pitch side where Joe Burns will be getting some exclusive interviews with the player of the match and both of the coaches. And Tom, this is your 10-minute warning. You are on player of the match selection duty, so no pressure.
I'll get thinking.
What won't happen is the BUCS Super Rugby curse. Back when we used to have so many close games, the amount of times we pick a player of the match, then there'd be a last-minute try, and you'd have to do a really sour interview with somebody who's just lost the game.
Hopefully we'll be safe here.
But to be fair, if Northumbria do come back and win this match, they deserve a magic carpet ride home, because that would be absolutely remarkable. But a tough start for them, not just in terms of the score lines, but in terms of the away trips as well. For those teams in the extremities of the country, they do spend a lot of time on the road.
Especially for us, it feels like no team's near us. Every trip's a minimum of 2-3 hours.
Yeah. Here's Will Davies, wearing number 23, sensing a gap, not quite able to exploit it. And Dan Rowlands getting in the way of the scrum half. Again, he has been very close to the breakdown as our referee this evening. Yeah, it's a long way for Loughborough, but you are bang in the middle. So would you rather be someone like Northumbria, who's got Durham right next to them, but then has to travel to Exeter?
I feel like we're in a pretty perfect place, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sort of, you don't really want. I'm not really a fan of a 1 hour bus journey. You can't really get into. You can't sort of kick back and relax. You sort of always have to focus. So 2 hours isn't too bad, and I guess nowhere's too far.
Tom Miles getting some medical attention, so a reminder of where we are next week. It is Hartpury versus Leeds Beckett in the men's, then Hartpury versus Northumbria in the women's. It's another double header and some bonus content for you as well. The guys down at Cardiff Met Sport TV are going to be live streaming their game as well. They did a brilliant job for us last week. They won a great Masters broadcast course. Joe Towns is the man in charge down there, and he puts them to work. So they brought you the game last week. That thrilling 13-all draw where Durham came from behind was one of the last plays of the game to equalise against Cardiff Met and silence the home crowd. And they'll be doing the same for the next 2 weeks as well. Keep your eye on the schedules too, because there is a pretty packed one of both BUCS Women's National League and BUCS Super Rugby. Clear your diaries for Wednesdays, because we'll be bringing you top sporting entertainment, and that looks like Tom Miles's race is run.
BUCS is back on the pitch. Loughborough's own Gavin Henson
Smooth legs and all.
Smooth legs, great tan.
Am I right in thinking that he's formerly an outside half himself, so he's got a real skill set?
Yeah, so first year was him and myself on the fresher 10s, and start of this season he's moved to scrum half, and he's gone really well there. I think he's played a bit there in the past, but he's had a good start to the season. He's been really, really good, really accurate.
It's the longest we've gone without a score in the match. There has been a change at hooker for Northumbria, who will be getting a strongly worded letter about their shirt numbers after today. Challenge from Loughborough, but it's good ball and quick ball as well. So the dummy from Callum Davidson. Oh, and that spilled out as well, turned over by Loughborough. A rogue hand in there. Oh, and that's a good shot on Langdon, who's ridden it, got over the gain line, but Northumbria trying to hold this up. Loughborough adding bodies to keep it moving forward, and it goes to ground, but Northumbria's way. Good midfield win for them, and they've been few and far between.
Seems like we've just struggled to get into this second half. It's been cagey.
That it has, but still plenty of scores. Lewis and Cowan adding for Loughborough, and Harry Hill adding for Northumbria.
Archie Bourne back on the pitch for Nathan Langdon. Great shift from Lango.
So it is Cam Wilkinson wearing number 24, the replacement hooker. Tom Handy wearing 20, and Ryan Gibson wearing 2. Maybe those pre and post season diets not treating the players particularly well when it comes to jersey numbers, as Zach Thompson gives the short ball, and that's another good shot in midfield from the Loughborough. Oh, and another one as well. Line speed. Is that Teddy Leatherbarrow?
Relentless defensive pressure here.
Well, with 10 minutes to go and a massive lead, Loughborough dishing it. That was Archie Bourne. And now George Barber trying to get in on the act as well. But the right winger's a long way from home. Oh, that's been knocked on.
I think he might have moved into the centres for Popey.
Now Tobias Monday. He has offered himself a lot for carries in this match. Real industry.
Really great in the loose. Really available.
That was Burtonette wearing 24. Now the chance for some width is Josh Lewis. Oh, the ball just gets spilled forward in contact. And I'm not sure there was as much space there as Northumbria thought, because here's Carl Warner. Usually beats the first man and does again this time. And beats the second as well, Warner. Eventually Cam Wilkinson still hasn't made the tackle on him. What a break from Warner. Explosion of pace from the left wing.
He's been absolutely everywhere today. But it looks like he's down here. Might be cramped, not sure.
Probably just furious that he's made that break and Loughborough have given away the penalty.
He's been really unlucky not to finish one off today. He's made 3 or 4 scintillating breaks. No one can get their hands on him.
Well, there was twice in that break where I thought he was down and I was looking for the next phase, and then he's away again. Let's take another look. So he beats the first man, then the second. He's done incredibly well there.
His fighting contact's exceptional.
That was a front rower he got rid of second time as well, who had a good grip on him.
You should see him in the gym on the front squats. You think he's a front rower.
Oh really? Big numbers.
Crazy numbers.
So with regards to the gym then, is it Power Base you all train at?
It is Power Base indeed, yes.
Fantastic gym. We were there earlier and I didn't make eye contact with anyone on the squat rack in case I turned to stone. Some serious numbers being pushed. But do you train as a group? How does that work?
Yeah, so at the moment we're sort of, our training weeks are split between BSR and National League. So as you can imagine, we're on different training schedules with games on Wednesdays and games on Saturdays. And there's a good number of us, and obviously with COVID and the sort of the plethora of teams we've got here, getting us all in the gym at one time can be a bit of a nightmare. So at the moment we're split between BSR and National League for our gym sessions.
71:38 on our clock, very similar number in the arena clock as well. So we are into the last 10 minutes. Northumbria still searching for those 2 tries that would mean they don't leave here empty-handed. Loughborough surely already have the 5 points in the bag. That will take them up to 9 of a possible 10. Dream start, 1 win on the road, 1 win at home. There's still plenty of rugby to be played, so they've come away with that one. And Archie Bourne fancies a go and makes good meters there. The starting hooker, who's back on for a second time. Lovely little tip on from Smith. Oh, that's a beautiful pass, but players just tripping over their feet. But Archie Bourne continues his run, and then Tom Cowan just overruns it. But Loughborough looking to cut loose, still searching for that 50-pointer.
Phenomenal line from Seb Smith there. Did not know he had that pace in his locker.
Well, there's something going on with the front rowers in this club, because we saw Bryn Davis.
Must be something in the water.
And there was a fairly serious limp just out of your shot there. Oh, that's a chance gone begging, isn't it?
There comes the sniper.
Ewan Bergwijn just losing his feet. And there's no worse feeling, is there?
I had a similar thing happen to me against Loughborough over the weekend. Intercept went all the way and got tackled on the line.
So Loughborough, the home club of former Loughborough player Max Hill. Have they still got the big baths? Obviously you couldn't use them in COVID, but that's like Worcestershire, is it? Herefordshire, Worcestershire,
yes,
that way?
That's the one, yeah. I'm not sure, to be honest. I didn't see any baths when I was there.
Oh, they used to have those disgusting, huge, great baths that you put about 30 people in after the game. Absolutely gross. Great fun, but really gross. Good club though, Loughborough.
Really good club. Great support and really friendly post-game. Really enjoyed it.
So let's start to talk man of the match then. I don't want your great reveal yet, but both sides, who's impressed you today?
So for me, realistically, I've got 3 options. We got Charlie Titkin at 10, brilliant game. Unfortunate to go off. He's marshalled the game, marshalled the troops really well. Great direction. Josh Lewis at 12 has been exceptional. Some fantastic line breaks, and he set up a couple of tries. And obviously the little Irishman on the wing, left wing, has been electric. He's been a catalyst for a lot of stuff that's been good for us this game.
A back nominating 3 backs for man of the match. Why am I not surprised? But either way, those are the 3 nominees. We'll have the reveal in a few minutes' time. Before then, Northumbria have the put-in at their own scrum. 7 metres from the line. And Loughborough looking to turn the screw as well. Northumbria doing well to present. Good ball that Jake Rogers can clear. There's Smith underneath it. Takes it on the full, and this is an attacking line from Smith. He's tackled well at full tilt. There's Dan Cuthbert, another man who's worked very hard today, as Josh Lewis. No sooner did he pump his tyres up than he knocks one on in the 22. That's Sam Kildun there. Perhaps if he'd have thrown the dummy, might have been through there.
Especially with the pace that he has in the locker, potentially.
Well, players starting to drop here. We've got Ollie Smith limping around in the number 22 jersey as well. That's been a physical encounter. That's a really good tackle from Michael Holt.
Good to see Archie Bourne back on his feet.
Approaching the final 5 minutes, round 2 of BUCS Super Rugby, the second game of our double header today. Loughborough looking for the double victory as well. The women picked up a bonus point win against Hartbury, and barring a miracle, the men will do exactly the same here against Northumbria. And the crowd over on the far side getting restless. I think they want the celebrations to begin already.
They can smell the griff already.
It's another put in for Northumbria, who've got to throw caution to the wind here. They need 2 tries for their first BUCS Super Rugby point of the season. And they've got 5 minutes to do it. Loughborough searching for the 50. Free kick, Loughborough pushing a little bit too early, and that's a silly mistake to make, but still an attacking platform here for Josh McConkey. Next stoppage will get your BUCS Super Rugby man of the match, as Loughborough putting the graft in here, and if they turn that over, oh, that is exceptional work from Loughborough. Joe Lashley attempting to fly out of the line and make something happen, but Reece Malone sees some space in behind, needs a good bounce. Oh, what a kick and what a take from Sam Kildun!
It's offside.
Oh, he's offside. He looked like he had jet fuel in his heels then. That did not look like it was a kick for a winger to chase. That is unbelievable.
Scary pace, scary pace.
Oh, we were staring down the barrel of try of the week there. Goodness gracious me. I was gearing myself up for the line out and for us to have your man of the match there.
I didn't see him either. It appeared out of nowhere.
Instead, Northumbria with a great position inside the 22, searching for that 3rd score with a few minutes to go. Tom, let's have your BUCS Super Rugby man of the match.
Well, it's been a really tight one. I thought Charlie Tipkin's been exceptional today. He's controlled the game brilliantly, obviously had a hand in a couple of tries and scored plenty of points. Josh Lewis in midfield, plenty of line breaks, real good playmaking, great option out the back, but I think it'll be harsh to look past Carl Warner on the left wing. He's been exceptional, his line breaks have been fantastic, and yeah, he's definitely the man of the match today.
Well, Carl Warner, who stood about as far away from play as you can be at the moment, has absolutely electrified this game. He's still on the field of play, and he might have some defending to do here, because Josh McConkey is holding his line out on the right hand side. He's got bags of space as well if the ball gets there. Another penalty for Northumbria. 3 points is no good to them. Teddy Leatherbarrow in there, slowing the ball down as well, doing good captain's work.
The crowd enjoyed that one.
And if you're wondering why, it's because it went backwards. Last chance saloon here for the Poly then. Otherwise it'll be 2 games, 2 defeats, no points on the board. It is a long season. Confirmation then, Carl Warner, player of the match, and I think he's going to get a hatful of tries this season. Referee happy enough that that one's gone straight. Loughborough with the counter drive, but Northumbria come away through Dobson. Josh McConkey looking for work and manages to get that at the 2nd attempt. Here's Lashley. Lewis making the tackle and getting himself in an awkward position. Oh, good feet, really good feet and great strength. Has that been lost forward? No. Still with Northumbria, looking for the 3rd try. Good line from Zach Thompson.
Great tackle.
Another penalty.
Boys need to be careful here.
Well, the result's in the bag, but you don't want to finish on a downer if you're Loughborough. You do want to finish on an upper if you're Northumbria. If you could finish strong, they've certainly been more competitive in the second half. It was that period 10 minutes before half time where the game really got away from them, and Loughborough showing that they can attack from all parts of the pitch. Tom Smith next to me spoke about the impact Josh Lewis has had on this game, him and Carl Warner, with those line breaks from deep, putting Loughborough on the front foot, and they're heading for a big win. Just a reminder, after the game Joe Burns will be pitchside, getting some reaction from both sides, to stick with us. We'll be showing you all the tries as well. There are 8, maybe 9 for us to show you as well. It's all happening in slow motion out there at the moment, but now acres of space for Northumbria. Surely they'll score. Not on this phase. The clock now in the red. But again, we're not in with the referee's watch, so there could still be plenty of time left. There's an advantage coming for Northumbria. That's the 3rd penalty since they've been inside the Loughborough 22. Can't help but feel that someone in African Violet will be going to the bin unless they score here. Dan Rowland's having a good look at this. There is the penalty. And is this the yellow card? He's taken his time.
Just the talking to.
Northumbria already signalling that they're going to go for the scrum to try and create some space. Is that Ned Newman there? Captain in the side now. In the absence of Billy Nichols. Maybe just asking the question as to why there hasn't been a yellow card. But it is late in the game. And Northumbria playing for no more than pride, because I don't think they'll have time to get the 4th try, should they get the 3rd. But 65 points shared between the two teams. Some highlights reel scores. And a good solid platform from the scrum. Oh, really solid platform. In fact, Michael Holt might fancy the touchdown himself. And that is the try awarded, the 3rd try. Great scrum from Northumbria. They've made the changes and they've got themselves up to 22 points. Now, will we have time to restart the match?
Doesn't look like it with the water carrier on, the boys surrounding him. I think that might be it.
Well, a replay of this then. Great set piece from Northumbria. Just ground the Loughborough scrum down. And that set piece will be a positive for them to work on and for them to take from this match today, because 70 points have been shared and they've conceded 48 of them. But not conceded for the last quarter of the match. The conversion is good, and it's another 5 points in the bank for Loughborough. And again, Northumbria go away from home, score 24 points, but come away empty-handed. The full-time score here, Loughborough 48, Northumbria 24. Tom Smith, your thoughts on what we've seen here this evening?
Well, first and foremost, you've got to be delighted with the 5 points. The boys played some phenomenal rugby today, some really exciting stuff. There are probably some more opportunities we could have taken, but from what I've seen, the lads should be really happy and should enjoy their Wednesday night.
Well, they certainly will, and I'm sure you will too, wherever you are watching, not just around the country, but around the world. We've got a global audience here for BUCS Super Rugby, and it is a pleasure to have you on board. Here are some of the best bits from the second half. You can see Burgwyn working really hard there, did so well to draw the defender, didn't he? Josh McConkey didn't know whether he was coming or going, and Josh Lewis on the score sheet.
Perfect timing on the pass from Bugsy. Jelly coming around late and hitting that hole, splitting that last defender perfectly.
There he is, just delaying that pass. As a 9, that's quite a ballsy move, isn't it? Because if you hold on it for too long, you might end up getting smashed. But this was the first Northumbria score of the second half. Keep your eye on Harry Hill, the number 7. They did show industry through the forward pack in these close quarters. And Hill, an explosive player. You can just see him there creeping in, number 7 in the headband. Worked really hard. It was Tom Cowan who he got rid of for the finish. And how about this for a finish?
Wonderful work from Reece Malone on the ball there, and frightening pace from Cowan to finish off under the sticks.
looking at his sprinting technique, it doesn't look particularly quick. It's quite straight-legged, isn't it? But he showed some serious wheels there.
Really effective. Not sure where he gets his pace from, but might have to ask him for a few tips.
And again, we got a great view of that dummy line from Dan Cuthbert just to sell the defenders. And I think Northumbria might have been disappointed with that. There were two potential tacklers on Tom Cowan, but he splits them both.
There comes the sniper for Bugsy.
Oh, you won't want to watch that back, will he? Could have been absolutely fantastic. But these were the opportunities that you spoke about. Oh, and this was the offside. Sam Kildan,
I'd like
out
to see
of
that
nowhere.
again. Yeah, really like to see that again. Looked quite tight to me.
Well, it was an early call. I think if that was one of those where the game was in the balance, you might have been a bit disappointed with it. But absolutely sensational wheels and a promising season for Sam Kildan.
I think even Touchy was surprised with his pace there. I reckon I would have given it to him.
And this was the final try. It was the number 8, Michael Hoyt, who got it. And that was all she wrote in the second half. 2 scores each. Let's have a quick chat about Charlie Titcombe then. You didn't give him man of the match. You didn't play the full match, but he had a huge, huge impact on this game.
Yeah, he was brilliant. He was brilliant at the line. We got some good front football, and he chose some really good options and put people through. Really good at the line, manipulating the defence and set up a couple of tries, and obviously kicked brilliantly.
Certainly did. And moving forward now, who have you got on the weekend?
Hull away.
Hull away. Goodness me. Well, good luck. Do you know what? That was one of the big games many moons ago here. They played Hull Ionians and England 20s in the same season. Well, Tom, thank you very much for your company this evening. It's been a pleasure to call the game with you. The full-time score, Loughborough 48, Northumbria 24. But now it's time to go pitch side with Joe Burns.
Here we go. A lively night in Loughborough sees African Violet Eyes smiling because they're the victors over a spirited Northumbria team who went to the very end, but it wasn't quite enough to put away an inspired Loughborough team. I've got the head coach, John Ben, with me. And John, you know, how do you feel about that performance this evening? Second round in a row, conceding 40 points. What do you take away from it?
We'll take the positive away. Second half performance, coming back, attacking shapes, better line out in the second half, scrum dominance as well, so we have a platform to work on as well, but it just comes from frustration from the first half. You know, I think we had enough possession of the ball, maybe a few silly penalties thrown into there, but we didn't take a chance, especially in that line out. You know, I think we let them off the hook with a bit of pressure in the line out, giving them a ball back too much easy. And then they just applied the pressure and scored the tries. So it was the same kind of like performances in last week. First half, just let them run away with the game a little bit too much.
What do you think is driving that? Because you mentioned about the period of pressure in the first half where you were 10-all and you had your opportunities down here but just couldn't quite capitalise on it.
I think it's experience. A lot of the young lads coming into there, calling the line out moves themselves, not throwing the bank of balls that they can do themselves, and obviously work rate as well around the corner, especially in defence. We know how we want to defend, we know how much we want to work hard and go and get them. We just didn't kind of like show it in that first half period.
You mentioned about the experience. I mean, having had 2 years out of university rugby, essentially, it's a long old season to learn, but so much to learn. Like, you've come up against Cardiff, you've come up against Loughborough tonight. Some really good teams in this league.
They're all good teams. You know, they are all good teams. There is no easy games. You've got to learn quickly. You've got to, you know, that experience has got to come pretty sharply. You know, the next game, Bath at home, it's going to be another hard game. So we just got to learn from this, review it, see where we went wrong, continue into next week.
Bath next week, but at home, a taste of this, obviously being the away team, but a full crowd in watching under lights. You're going to be at Kingston Park. That's going to be exciting for the boys and something for them to draw on to get that first win.
It's great to have crowds back, isn't it? You know, having that atmosphere here, it just encourages the players. And to be at home next week, we want a big crowd there as much as possible, doing exactly the same for Bath.
Perfect. Well, we'll look forward to seeing how you get on. I'll let you jump off. I know you want to speak to the boys. Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Safe journey back to the northeast. We're going to pull our man of the match on here, Cole Warner. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Terrific performance from the left wing there. We'll talk about you in a second, but let's talk about the team as a whole, because that is the show that you would have wanted to put on in front of your home fans tonight.
Yeah, can't thank enough for the crowd. Like they're amazing. Like the boys over there, you can still hear them singing along the whole time. You could barely hear us speaking on the pitch. Like, but it was brilliant experience. First home game of the year in a while. So
inconvenient at times when trying to listen to communication between the boys.
It's what you want, isn't it? It's what you want. So yeah, it's what you want to hear.
Exactly. But for you on that left wing as well, you probably hear it a lot more acutely.
It's very, very loud.
You got all the Loughborough ultras there, and some of your interventions, particularly in the first half when you got the ball, you're very unlucky not to score in the left-hand corner.
I thought it was going to, then I don't know who it was, came from behind me and I just went down, and that was it. I thought it was in, it's in the line, I thought it was in, but that's what it is.
Well, but an exciting team to be playing in, who I guess lend itself to your strengths as well as a flying winger.
The guys are class, like we have quality players in there, and 1 to 15, even 1 to 23 on the day. It's just every single person puts in work and it sort of pays off, keeps going.
You guys were firmly in control at half time. What was the messages that were coming from the coaches, from the leaders in the group in the huddle to take the game on further?
Just keep the foot on the pedal, really. I feel probably relaxed off a bit in the second half, but we got the job done. Got the 5 points, and that's what it is. But we've got a few improvements to go in the next week. Cardiff Met away will be quite the trip, so we're looking forward to that one now. Prep for next week.
Very tough place to go, Kincourt.
Very, very, very tough place to go, from what I've heard.
Yeah, their ultras are as noisy as yours as well.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day, but I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good challenge.
What are those things to work on? You mentioned a couple of tweaks that need to be made.
Accuracy, silly mistakes. I think a few times we were giving away maybe a bit of an unnecessary penalty here and there, but stuff we can iron out. I'm looking forward to the prep this week coming, so looking forward to it. That's what I'm doing.
Good stuff. So
happy, just very, very happy.
Yeah, I can see it. An optimistic camp. Well, you right well should be as well. And away you went at Hartbury, and then a big performance here against Northumbria. Clearly, silverware is the aim, isn't it?
I just look to improve, get game by game, play rugby, because it's been how long since we've played a good competition of rugby, so I think that's what we're looking to do, is just play rugby and have fun, and hopefully if that is there, it's there, but just get games under our belt and improve each week.
Perfect. Well, look, I can see you're itching to get there with the lads and celebrate.
Everyone's mad. This is the first home game. I'm buzzed. Mum and Dad are watching at home too.
Yeah, you say hello to them. There you go. Not a bad performance from your boy. Man of the match on his first televised one for BUCS. So, well, look, we're looking forward to seeing plenty more of you.
Thank you.
As the season goes. Congratulations. If you could, your coach is a little distracted by some of the compliments coming from the touchline. Just stopping for a photo, and we're going to pull him in now. The man who's arrived from Hong Kong. More photos. Here he is.
Apologies.
It's difficult having adoring fans and the paparazzi after coaching a team to a win like that, isn't it?
It was good to have rugby back here. I guess it's been a long time coming. A lot of smiles on faces. Good to get the 5 points.
What would you look to improve from that performance? We'll start on improvements first, and then we'll come on to the good stuff.
I guess there's a lot of work on, if I'm honest. Just letting teams in the game. We talked about being a bit more ruthless second half, and we probably were the complete opposite. So we're probably our own worst enemies at times. So just probably being a bit more patient with ball in hand, and then probably playing with the referee a little bit more. If we're not getting decisions at the breakdown, rightly so, we've just got to probably leave the breakdown alone.
Okay, so responding to the way that he's seeing the pictures in front of you. Well, you're talking about letting them back into the game and not killing it off in the second half. You've got to be pleased with the way that Northumbria came back to be level at 10-all, and they did have some concerted pressure down here, but you managed to repel them and then end the first half so strongly, which is probably the crucial part of the game that really took it away from them.
Yeah, like credit to Northumbria. To be fair, they put us under pressure at times. What we talked about was starting well. We started well, then let our foot off the gas. The message for the last 20 of the first half was be direct, because that's where we were getting success. We did that.
and we got our rewards. Message stayed the same at half time, and it's just a little bit disappointing that we didn't act upon that and continue being ruthless and direct in that second half.
Just looking at Loughborough as a whole, as a squad, some of the firepower you brought off the bench was ridiculous. We saw a try from your replacement back row, Cowan,
yep.
And then you brought your captain, who's coming back from an injury, on as well as a host of exciting backs. So competition feels healthy here, feels like players are driving each other on.
Yeah, to credit to the boys, we have got a strong squad. We have picked up a couple of knocks tonight, but the good thing is with competition in training and selection, it does drive standards. So we are lucky to back row. We do have a riches. There's a number of boys that haven't made the squad today, so it is a good position to be in. But what we found over the last few weeks of last week of BSR and National League, it's quite attritional. Boys not playing rugby for 18 months, so I think we're gonna need to use all the bodies at some point during the season.
You've just arrived. It's your first taste of BSR. Might be the first taste of some of the viewers at home as well.
Yeah.
What do you make of this league?
I think it's brilliant. I think it's really exciting. I think the exposure that BSR's had over the last couple of years, it's only getting bigger and better. There's some really quality players on show, and I think you'll see in patches tonight. Although some of it was not the best rugby, some of it one accuracy's on point. The intensity is really high. So I'm really enjoying it, and looking forward to next week.
Yeah, next week, let's wrap on there. Cardiff Met away, one of the toughest places to go in the whole league.
Yeah, I think that they're a strong squad. My ex-uni, so I know all about him and still pretty friendly with the guys that are there. But they are strong. They recruit well year in, year out, and from watching them the last couple of weeks, it's going to be a big physical battle, but one that we can go down and give our best shot.
Well, look, we're looking forward to seeing how it goes. We thoroughly enjoyed watching your boys in action, and I think there's probably a few celebrations that will be in store for the lads and the amassed crowd that we're here watching tonight.
I'm sure they'll have a few beers, yeah.
Good stuff. All right, look, I'll let you get on. Thanks so much. I'll take that from you. Well, that is a wrap from the inaugural BUCS double header of rugby. It's double delight for Loughborough, and it is African Violet that is shining in the skies tonight after they've lit it up with two thrilling performances. First, their women putting on a show against the much fancied Hartbury, beating them 34 points to 15, and the men following suit with a multi-try deconstruction of Northumbria University. We're back with another double header next week, coming from Hartbury. What are you doing next Wednesday? You're with us. Till then, good night.